In today's video, I'm going to be discussing 63.6% higher checks and your Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, spousal, SSI, and VA benefits. I have all the details for you right here on the video. Let's get into it and discuss what's going on. All right, now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some shocking and surprising information that is out there right now in regards to how much more or extra you should be receiving in your monthly benefit right now administered by Social Security. I'm going to give you a bunch of different numbers here, a bunch of different percentages, and give you all the details behind this, but this will translate into hundreds upon hundreds of dollars more every single month for the average Social Security or beneficiary that I mentioned earlier at the beginning of this video. So like I said, yeah, some shocking information, but I will lay it all out for you in this video so you can see exactly what is going on here and what this would translate into for you and your monthly benefit and your checks as well as your lifestyle and what this would actually do for you right now, because I think this would be life-changing for a lot of people. But again, I'll explain all the details. However, let's get into it right now. But really fast before we do, can I ask a huge favor of you? If you have not done so yet, or if you happen to be new here, welcome and thank you so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. Will you please make sure to join the other nearly 500,000 people here on the channel by subscribing and hitting the subscribe button right down below the video. Thank you. I truly do appreciate it. I just want to do what I can to help you out right now. I'm watching all the headlines, doing the research, advocating on your behalf, answering questions, and pointing out anything else right now that's popping up that you can possibly grab or take advantage of. Things are changing very rapidly. It's a very busy time out there and a very busy year as well. And this is some surprising information that I do believe you have the right to know, and you should know what is actually going on, considering everybody's living on a fixed income and really struggling right now. Yeah, totally get it. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure to join the other nearly 500,000 people here on the channel. And again, subscribe down below. Thank you. Truly do appreciate it. Let's get into it and talk about all the details behind this and exactly what I want to share with you here in this video. All right, I hope that you are sitting down because, yeah, we've got some surprising information here, okay? This is nuts, okay? All right, so anyway, let me ask you, in the last, call it 25, 30, 35 years or so, how much do you think prices across the board on goods and services have gone up, okay? I'm going to go ahead and guess this much. Whatever you're guessing, it's probably not high enough, okay? You might be thinking, oh, I don't know, maybe 20%, 30%, 50%, maybe 100% prices have gone up on everything, right? You could guess all these numbers, and who knows, maybe you're saying 400%. Well, okay, that might be a little high, depending on what you're talking about. Some things probably have gone up that much, but on average, across the board, according to the statistics, get this, across the board, on everything, over the last, call it 25 to 30 or so years, prices have gone up on virtually everything, 144.6% on average. This is averaged out. Now, obviously, some things are up 10%, 20%, some things are up 100, some things are up 200, 250%. But this is on average, averaged out over this amount of time. Again, 144.6% is how much prices have gone up. That's nuts in, call it 25 to 30 plus years, okay? That's a lot of price increases. In other words, everything has basically almost doubled in price. That's nuts, right? Okay, that's a huge increase in price. And again, where does that come from? It's us, right? We have to pay that when we buy anything. Anything that we're talking about. By the way, think of this. Remember back in the day, like, I don't know, about that amount of time ago, call it 15, 20, 25, 30 years ago, something like that. What could you get for $20? Remember that? You'd like go out to dinner for a family of 4 with $20 and you'd get all the stuff you wanted for $20. You can go out to dinner for one person today and it's like you'll be lucky if you can get out of there for $25. I mean, seriously, for just a basic meal. That's it, right? It's nuts what has happened here in the last several years. But okay, so that's how much prices have gone up. Now, guess what? How much do you think that fixed income benefits as of like Social Security, SSDI, survivor, spousal, all the benefits I talk about, how much do you think these benefits have gone up in the last, say, same amount of time, 25, 30, 35 years or so, back to, say, the early 90s, okay? How much do you think these benefits have gone up? I'll tell you, they've gone up by a little over 81%, okay? So as a result of this, this is a huge discrepancy. In fact, the discrepancy comes out to be 63.6% is the discrepancy, okay? So benefits have gone up about 81%, prices have gone up 144.6%. This gives us a discrepancy of 63.6% is the discrepancy, okay? So just think, if benefits would have actually been increased at the same pace of actual high prices, of inflation, things like this, benefits would technically be about 63.6% higher today than what they actually are. That's nuts, okay? Now, let me tell you this much as well. All of this would also be compounded, okay? Remember, you've heard me talk about this before in other videos. Compounding in time is the best friend of basically anybody as it relates to money, okay? When you have time and compounding on your side, a little bit of money turns into a lot of money real fast. Well, I shouldn't really say real fast. That's why I said time is on your side as well, okay? But my point is, it's very important to understand that over this amount of time, call it 20, 25, 30 years or so, give or take a little bit, right? If we would have been getting all the raises in conjunction with real price increases, real inflation, we would be sitting on average, about a 63.6% higher benefit today for virtually everybody, and that would have been compounded as well over that amount of time. That's nuts. We'd be talking hundreds and hundreds of dollars. We could be talking well over $1,000 more for average beneficiaries right now versus what you're actually getting. Now get this. By the way, let me tell you really quickly. A $1,000 benefit, a 63.6% increase on that would actually translate into $636 a month more, okay? Would that be life-changing, or would that just be like, it's just water under the bridge, who cares? I don't need an extra $660 a month right now. Are you nuts? I think all of us would be like beyond happy and like beyond grateful for an extra $636 a month right now based on these numbers, okay? This is just what the numbers and the statistics are looking like. And again, these are just really round numbers. Obviously, it'd be very different for everybody, but you get my point here, okay? This is nuts. This would be life-changing for a lot of people. Now, again, no wonder why we hear reports all the time. I mean, you hear this all the time. I see reports literally every single day. I read about this every single day. There's comments down below. I see it all the time, every day. Seniors are falling behind. Duh. I wonder why. Look at the numbers here. The statistics are not lying here. We clearly see what is going on. We see all the differences here. No wonder why seniors and people living on a fixed income are falling behind. This is not rocket science, okay? I'm certainly not a rocket scientist. I'm not nearly that smart, okay? But it does not take a genius or anybody with any mathematical background to understand if inflation is on average, say, I don't know, 3, 4, 5%, whatever it happens to be, 3.5% on average per year, and the COLA goes up 1.2% or 2.6% on average per year, that's a discrepancy. Anybody can figure that out, right? Inflation is 3.5. The COLA is on average, say 2.6, something like that on average. Well, then guess what? We've got a discrepancy. Whoa, what happens over long periods of time? The discrepancy eats away, declines the purchasing power. It depletes the purchasing power of the benefit for the beneficiary. And guess what? Over long periods of time, the beneficiary falls behind by, 63.6%. Wow, we just figured out a mystery right here, right now in this, 10-minute video. We figured out a mystery that apparently nobody else has been able to hammer out yet, okay? But I think they do know this. Here's the thing, why? This is just theory, but maybe I'm totally wrong about this, but let me just say this much as well. We know that Social Security has had major financial issues for many decades. In fact, back in 1983, they knew this, okay? They passed, back in 1983, legislation to push out the full retirement age. Why? We were facing an insolvency issue back in the day, right? Good old 80s. Remember those days? Yeah. I don't really remember them, but my point is, okay, they knew this back then even because they had insolvency issues back then, and they passed a legislation to push out the full retirement age from the age of 65 all the way out until the age of 67. Remember this? But The reason for that is Social Security was running out of money. So my point is, even if they would have done this, maybe this was all in foresight, knowing we know that if we were to adjust benefits according to real inflation, that this program would be insolvent very, very fast here, and we'd have financial issue after financial issue on our table constantly, because this would mean a lot more money going out to the beneficiaries. Well, yeah, like the example that I just gave you right here. This would be on average for a $1,000 monthly benefit, about an extra $636 a month. It's a lot of money. That's like, what is that, $7,300 or more a year per beneficiary on average? That's nuts. That's a lot of extra money. And yes, that would definitely put a lot of extra strain on Social Security and the finances of the program. Now, again, I'm giving some round numbers here. I'm giving some anticipations. I'm giving some theory. I'm giving some speculations here in this last part of the video, but you get my point behind this. Maybe this was all in design behind all of this, because if they really adjusted benefits according to real inflation, we'd have a major problem on our hands with the finances of Social Security, even more so than we already do right now. This whole insolvency talk that we're having right now, as in insolvency in, say, 9, 10, 11 years, something like this would have been happening a long time ago. It would have been already a thing that would have already happened if they were paying out extra benefits. So again, yes, the COLAs are coming out each and every year because of the CPIW, the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers. But again, we can see that right here that maybe that is not the best reflection of real inflation, right? What would be? Good question. Well, I think we need to have a better reading on real inflation, because according to these numbers here, prices, and again, I think we're all experiencing this as well. I don't think this is some big mystery like, oh, I don't know if I believe all these numbers. I don't know if I believe that inflation has actually gone up that much over the last 20, 25, 30, 35 years, right? Okay, well then why do benefits keep falling behind? Because inflation is outpacing benefits and the benefit increases by a little bit. It doesn't need to be a ton, even just 0.5%, 0.3%, 0.6%, 1% a year over long, long periods of time. And then we hear the headlines constantly every day. Seniors are falling behind. Really? Didn't see that one coming, right? It's all right here. We can clearly see the problem, right? It's the small incremental changes every year, year after year after year, a little bit, 0.3, 0.5%, 0.7, 1% a year over long periods of time. And seniors, yep, inevitably behind. You get it? So again, I don't really need to sit here and preach this to you. You know, you're experiencing it. If you're a fixed income beneficiary, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is no mystery whatsoever. But I want to bring this to your attention really quickly here in this video. So again, please subscribe down below. I truly do appreciate your support. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate all of you here in the community. Just want to do what I can for you. I know it's a rough time out there. I'm watching all the details and just bringing it to your attention here in these videos. So again, please subscribe down below. Share the video with your friends on my social media. There's a share button right down below as well. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. Otherwise, go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel, including those in the video library, those that I've linked down below in the description at the top of the comment section, or right now popping up on your screen. You'll see some videos there as well. Thank you. Take your selection now, and I'll see you again in just a minute in the next video. Enjoy your day.